Om Bhurбhuvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam. Okay, namaste all of you. We continue our videos on Sathya Sai Babaji, the greatest immortal Mahatma Guru from Himalayas. And of course, our discussion based on this wonderful book, which is Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda. The first actually and one of the most authentic sources about Sathya Sai Babaji and the Kriya Yoga tradition. Book written back in the middle of 20th century, even now. Okay, that's the basic source of inspiration and the knowledge about Kriya Yoga tradition and even spirituality itself. And in my previous videos we discussed actually information and materials from the chapters number 33 and 34, and that's chapters about Sathya Sai Babaji especially. And now we continue to analyze certain events which described in this book, chapter 34. That's the event, which took place back in 1861. At that time, Lahiri Baba, the chief disciple of Sathya Sai Babaji at that time, was just 33 years old, and he was just receiving initiation into Kriya Yoga. And let me not go into all the details about Golden Palace, etc. That I have a couple of previous videos about all that. Just let me briefly mention that Lahiri Baba was a family person, a counter working for the British military department, engineering department, and that time he was already a family person, and actually he came across spirituality, meditation, and personally Sathya Sai Babaji when this wonderful Lahiri Baba was 33 years old. And that was the beginning of the huge story and actually global transformation. Well, the initiation happened in Himalayas, and it was near Dronagiri mountain. That's in 1861. We suppose that it was December, some cold winter time in Himalayas. And one nice night, Sathya Sai Babaji, immortal Himalayan Mahatma, initiated Lahiri Baba into mystery of Kriya Yoga meditation. And for that night he created, Sathya Sai Babaji created, materialized Golden Palace, and the initiation, took place in that Golden Palace. And in the morning, Sathya Sai Babaji dematerialized this Golden Palace, and that was our topic for the previous couple of videos. And now let me just go to the next bunch of events. This interesting, let me read a quote from the book itself. So just imagine, okay, the next day after initiation, after all that shocking, golden palace materialization, then dematerialization, Lahiri Baba came giving the description. Okay, I sat that afternoon on my blanket. I mean, it was in the cave. Okay, and then my divine guru, it means Babaji, approached and passed his hand over my head. So that's traditional way of blessing. And then Lahiri Baba entered the Nirvikalpa Samadhi state, and he remaining unbrokenly in this blissful state for 7 long days. Well, according to them, this book, to this chapter, on the 8th day, Lahiri Baba fell at his guru's feet, it means at Babaji's feet, and implored him to keep him always near, okay, in sacred Himalayas. But that's going to be the next question, but let us come back to the 7 days Nirvikalpa state meditation. Well, according to some modern New Age philosophical systems, enlightenment is one and only. But classical approach to self-realization is slightly different. There are few major steps in self-realization, in enlightenment. And let me repeat just the general steps. And of course there are huge number of small steps. And the first huge step is, in Sanskrit we call it Savikalpa Samadhi. The second one, which is actually, Yogananda is mentioning in this book, is a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And for the many traditions, that's the last step. But in the oral tradition of Kriya Yoga, we know about even third and the last step, which is Shiva Svarupa Samadhi. Indirectly, quite many ancient scriptures, they are mentioning about this level, but really it was so secret that openly only starting since 20th century, gurus like Sri Aurobindo and Yogananda himself, okay, they starting to discuss this level of self-realization, or better to call it God realization, okay, in a slightly more details. Okay, Shiva Svarupa Samadhi is the level when meditation practitioner experiencing oneness, awakening of the absolute Lord God in such a total way that even physical body transforming into the golden, immortal, okay, even don't know how to describe, new kind of material. And that's reason why highly advanced Mahatma gurus, they are all basically physically immortal. And again I repeat that physical immortality is not goal, of course not. The goal is self-inquiry and self-realization as a result of long meditation practice. Self-inquiry means the very fundamental and not easy question, and we can ask this question in many different ways, but basically that's the same question. Okay, it goes like, who am I? The other kind of similar question, what is the source of my consciousness? What is the source of my soul? What is the origin, the source of my self-existence? or I amness? The way you wish to ask this question, that's actually your choice. The question basically is the same. The question is about source and the nature of my, of course yours as well, self-existence. This experience that I am, I amness, I basically exist. And the source of this I amness, okay, philosophically speaking, okay, Lord God, or if you wish, absolute consciousness. If you are more religious, then better to say God. If you are more esoteric, then absolute consciousness. But to experience this, you have to practice meditation. And to experience that, we have to go through a certain number of steps, in the end of which is Shiva Svarupa Samadhi.